At 2:05 p.m. on August 5th, 2010, in the San Jose mine in northern Chile, the mountain began to make a strange, low-pitched groan. Working in the tunnels hundreds of feet below the surface, 33 miners stopped and listened as the groan morphed into a monstrous roar. 770 million tons of mountainside, honeycombed by decades of drilling, began to collapse onto itself. As the mountain fell around them, the miners ran downward, escaping into the intact tunnels below. Hours later, at the surface, a rescue team gathered to assess the situation. The good news, based on the cave-in's location, the miners had likely been able to reach a refugio, a bunker-like shelter 2,000 feet below. The bad news? Drilling a borehole to deliver food and water to the refugio could take days or weeks. Drilling a passage wide enough to rescue them could take months. Bad news was putting it mildly. Everyone knew the refugio contained scant provisions, a couple of days' worth of canned food at most. Everyone knew the conditions down below were nightmarish, with 90-plus degree temperatures and 98% humidity that would wreak havoc with any injuries the miners had sustained. And everyone knew that the miners were a hard-bitten crew, products of a high-risk Darwinian culture governed by an unwritten rule: every man for himself. For 16 days, 6 rescue drills inched toward the refugio. With every hour, the odds of survival diminished. The rescue team's psychologist, Alberto Iturra, advised against holding out too much hope. He was all too aware of what had happened in similar disasters, rescuers arriving only to find scenes of unspeakable horror. On day 17, one drill punched through the refugio's ceiling. Rescuers detected a faint pounding. When they retrieved the drill, they found a note that said all 33 miners were alive. As the team lowered a makeshift telephone line to establish voice contact, Iturra kept the miners' families well away. The miners will be in a state of altered consciousness, severe malnutrition, and mental instability, he said. We don't know what we're going to find. A handset was lowered. Up top, the rescue team huddled around a speakerphone, prepared for fear, desperation, and delirium. But what they got was far stranger. A normal conversation. They exchanged polite, slightly formal greetings. Yes, they were alive, and yes, they were in a state of starvation, eating 1 teaspoon of tuna each per 48 hours. Yet the miners didn't want to talk about themselves. They wanted to know about someone else. We had a colleague who was headed outside, a driver, they said. We don't know if he made it out. Yes, the rescue team informed them. The driver had made it out. The miners shouted for joy. The conversation continued with updates and information. And then, toward the end of the call, the miners started to sing the national anthem. Puro Chile es tu cielo azulado. Puras brisas te cruzan también. How pure Chile is your blue sky, and how pure the breezes that blow across you. Up top, Iturra and the rescue team stared at each other, faces slack with wonder. How do 33 roughnecks spend 17 days suffering through darkness, starvation, and the near-certain prospect of death, and the first thing they do are ask if their friend is okay, and then sing together? The rescue took 52 days, but eventually all 33 miners were safely brought to the surface. In the days after, experts sought to explain the source of their extraordinary energy, cohesion, and morale. Most theories focused on the leadership qualities of certain individuals and how those individuals took charge to create a plan that gave the group a sense of stability and purpose. But it turned out those theories weren't accurate. The group didn't have 1 or 2 leaders, it had many. What's more, no one person took charge or executed a plan.